Welcome back to the channel, and for those of you who are new here, my name is Phil. I'm the Ordinary Watch Guy. Today I want to follow up on my video about Vacheron Constantin. If you haven't seen that video, don't worry, not many people have seen it. Link above. By doing a brief history of one of my very favourite watchmakers, the great Jaeger Lecoultre. They are the watchmaker's watchmaker, and as far as I'm concerned, that is the most badass kind of nickname that has ever been attributed to anybody in horology. Jaeger Lecoultre to me is one of the most complete watch houses out there today. They have an incredible history, remarkable prestige. Damn it, I really want one. If you don't know your JLC from your JML, stick with me because this is a wonderful journey. Let's get into it. Okay, I want to take you to the Vallée de Joux in the Jura Mountains of Switzerland because this is an area that became known for precision watchmaking. In 1833, a young inventor and a self-taught watchmaker named Antoine Lecoultre founded a small watch making workshop in the village of Le Sentier. From tiny acorns, mighty oaks grow, and this became the genesis of one of the most legendary watch houses that the world has ever seen. It's like a scene from a classic western where the whole family gets killed and by a visiting gunslinger, but one little boy survives, and you just know that child is going to become the most badass gunslinger the West has ever seen. Yeah. Probably not my best simile, is it? Antoine was a man obsessed by precision. In 1844, he invented the millionometer, the first instrument capable of measuring a micron, and that is 1/1,000,000th of a meter. This instrument dramatically improved watch production, the accuracy with which individual components could be produced. This established in turn the technical foundation for which his entire life's work would be defined, but also it gave the whole industry a massive jump forward. In 1847, Antoine developed a keyless winding system, and remember at the time, 1847, people were winding their clocks with keys. Wristwatches were obviously not a thing. Pocket watches had to be wound as well. This is a revolutionary convenience for the time. By the 1860s, or the swinging 60s as they they didn't become known as that at all, the Lecoultre workshop had grown into fully fledged manufacturer of watches, bringing all stages of production under one single roof. By the turn of the century, Lecoultre and C had already developed over 350 different calibers, including many complex chronograph and repeater mechanisms. This mechanical mastery is what paved the way for the arrival of the 20th century. In the early 20th century, destiny brought together two incredible figures. Lecoultre would cross paths with Edmond Jaeger, a Parisian watchmaker to the French Navy. In 1903, Jaeger issued a challenge to Swiss watch manufacturers to produce an ultra-thin movement. You can see where this is heading already. Jacques-David Lecoultre, Antoine's grandson and technical head at Lecoultre & C, accepted the challenge. This collaboration led to the creation of the caliber 145, which was just 1.38 millimeters thick. a technical marvel at the time, but it's a technical marvel today, let's be honest. And it resulted in the world's thinnest pocket watch. The successful partnership between the two men evolved into a fully fledged company, and they merged officially to become Jaeger Lecoultre. During this period, the brand became a supplier of movements to several prestigious companies, including Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet, and Vacheron Constantin. In 1931, the Reverso was born. British officers stationed in colonial India, ouch, frustrated by broken watches with crystals that got shattered during polo matches, requested a solution. The result was a rectangular timepiece with a unique reversible case that protected the watch face while the game was underway. The Reverso combined technical ingenuity with fashionable Art Deco qualities, becoming the iconic piece that we know and love today. It's just a bit of a shame that it had to come out of the colonial heritage, but as with Vacheron Constantin, the 1930s were not an easy time for a luxury watchmaker for two very good reasons. The first was the global depression, the Great Depression. The second was clearly the Second World War. Jaeger Lecoultre stayed true to the craft of making exceptional wrist watches, albeit at this time the Reverso was retired for a period of time and during the war years. After World War II, Jaeger Lecoultre focused on technical excellence and mechanical complexity. The 1950s saw the introduction of several highly important timepieces and calibers, most notably the Memovox in 1950, the brand's most famous mechanical alarm watch. The Memovox Deep Sea 1959 and later the Polaris 1968 combined the alarm function with diving capability, becoming cult favourites amongst enthusiasts. These models really exemplified the brand's commitment to practical complications married with the typical Jaeger Lecoultre design. Simultaneously, the brand continued to make incredible calibers, including the caliber 101, the world's smallest mechanical movement. Thank you, Bessie. Introduced in 1929 but refined over the decades, it was so small that it could be integrated into jewellery and was famously worn by Queen Elizabeth II during her coronation in 1953. That's a hell of a bit of product placement. The next major event that we're going to talk about is the quartz crisis. Jaeger Lecoultre was hit hard by this event in the 1970s and the early 1980s. Cheap battery-powered watches from Japan, I refer to them as cheap because they were highly affordable, not because they were poorly made, arrived from Japan and the US, and this challenged the value of traditional mechanical watches. The quartz crisis really was the beginning of the end of the practical necessity around mechanical watches. And let's be honest, there are more accurate and reliable and cheaper to maintain and produce ways to capture the time now. And it was the thin end of the wedge, leading to digital watches and eventually smartphones and smartwatches as time instruments. During this era, Jaeger Lecoultre struggled financially and adopted an attitude of, well, if you can't beat them, join them, experimenting itself with quartz technology. While some, like the Master Quartz, were technically sound, They lacked the soulful quality of genuine Jaeger Lecoultre mechanical pieces. In the late 1980s and the early 1990s, the company basically said to quartz and got back to business and doing what it was really good at, which is renewed focus on in-house mechanical movements. The Master Control was launched in 1992 and it introduced a rigorous 1,000-hour testing process, re-establishing Jaeger Lecoultre and their reputation for reliability and precision. The era also saw the return of the Reverso, not just as a historical piece, but as a modern platform for complicated watchmaking. With the turn of the millennium, Jaeger Lecoultre became part of the Richemont Group, one of the largest luxury conglomerates in the world, and this provided the brand with the financial stability and strategic resources that it needed to open a new chapter in its history. Throughout the 21st century, Jaeger Lecoultre has invested heavily in its manufacture in La Sentière, where 1,200 employees now work to develop, design and assemble over 50 different calibers in-house, one of the highest levels of vertical integration in the industry as a whole. Post-2000, Jaeger Lecoultre introduced masterpieces like the Gyro Tourbillon, a multi-axis tourbillon, the Master Grand Tradition Complication, and the Diametra series, which uses two independent gear trains for enhanced precision. The Hybris Mechanica collection was introduced in 2009, and it's perhaps the ultimate example of the brand's technical ability. These are some of the most complicated watches ever made, featuring minute repeaters, celestial complications, perpetual calendars, and more. In parallel, the brand has continued to evolve the Reverso line, offering models with enamel painting, engraving, and complications. The Reverso Duo-Face Tourbillon in pink gold, I think for me, it might be the most beautiful watch ever made. It's breathtaking and it's spectacular. Jaeger Lecoultre today is one of the few watchmakers that balances a deep heritage with a pioneering spirit, from the invention of the micrometer to the creation of the Reverso, from surviving industry upheavals to producing some of the most complex timepieces of the modern age. The brand has made itself a cornerstone of horology. Its identity as both a creator and a collaborator, its emphasis on craftsmanship, and its ability to evolve without losing its identity, purpose, or prestige have earned Jaeger Lecoultre a place among the true greats of the watchmaking industry, and of course, that incredible moniker, the Watchmaker's watchmaker. So what are your thoughts on Jaeger Lecoultre? What would you be taking out of the modern catalogue today? Is there a Jaeger Lecoultre on your list of highly desirable watches? Is your grail a Jaeger Lecoultre? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this. It would do me a tremendous amount of good to have you subscribe to the channel. Click subscribe. Help me with the algorithm by clicking like. I am going to be making another video very soon. I've got a whole host of new material that I've brought up from my recent visit to London, and I can't wait to share some of the stuff with you that I've seen. In the meantime, why not check out one of my previous videos, click the links, have a look at the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers guys, bye for now.